Good Lord, this is, this is so good. Oh, wow. Hey everyone, Sonny's BBQ Pitmaster Shannon Snell here, and today I'm gonna show you how to smoke some chicken. Let's do it. So we're talking smoked chicken today. So when you go into a grocery store, this is exactly what you're gonna see. You're gonna see your chicken kind of cut up into pieces. You're gonna see a bunch of different varieties. We got legs, we got thighs, and we got breasts. But we're gonna save you some money, right? We're gonna take a whole chicken, what we have here, and we're gonna cut that up. And I stress the emphasis on save you some money because whenever you go in and you see the pieces already cut up, the butchers probably charge you a little bit extra just because he put in the work. Well, you can put in the work, it's gonna be super easy. But before we do that, we're gonna go back here and prep up our smoker. So I'm right here in front of my, my pellet smoker. There's a bunch of different ones on the market. Doesn't matter, it doesn't mean you have to get one or another. A lot of them work the same way. What I'm going to do right now is turn my pellet smoker up to 325 degrees. And I'm gonna hit my ignite button. Now I'm doing this because chicken is one of those products that needs to be cooked fast. It doesn't have a lot of intramuscular fiber, a lot of water weight, so the best way to cook chicken is hot and fast. Try to get it done so a lot of those juices seal back in and you can have really great cooked chicken. Now you can see some of the nice smoke starting to pour out of this pellet smoker, but we need to make sure that the pellet box is all the way full. If you run out of pellets, it's generally gonna shut this smoker down. So we wanna make sure that it's nice and full, you never really run out, and it still gives it that nice smoky flavor you're looking for in your chicken. In there, close it up. All right, now that we got our smoker all prepped up, it's getting nice and hot, we're gonna go prep our chicken up. All right, so we got our smoker prepped up, we got our chicken, kind of explain what that looks like. Now it's time to get into some of the rubs that we're gonna use on that chicken. So I'm gonna create kind of a basic rub. Now with rubs for a poultry item, you don't want it to be overly sweet. A little bit different from pork, and it's actually very much different from brisket. This one's gonna have a little bit more savoriness to it to bring out really that flavor in the chicken. So what I have right here, well, I'll say not a lot of sweet, you got a little bit of brown sugar. So we're gonna go brown sugar in. To offset some of that brown sugar, I have some kosher salt. Now, if you're gonna use regular salt, which you can, make sure you do half the amount of the kosher salt. It'll still give it the same kind of flavor. All right, I got some smoked paprika, one of my favorite seasonings, and it gives it that nice little smoky flavor. I got some chili powder. Some cayenne, this will burn you up, so please be careful, all right? A little goes a long way. All right, staple, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. Gonna mix this up with our whisk. Now, here's a tip for you that you need to understand. I have a shaker here, right? You can apply this rub to any one of your poultry items or your turkey or any one of your proteins, but it's always great to have a shaker. A shaker, make sure that you can apply a nice even coat across your food. Really great to have around. So make sure you go out and buy yourself one. It's great for all your rubs that you're gonna use for your barbecue. We're gonna include the recipe for this rub in our description box below. If you don't feel like prepping this rub up, if you don't feel like doing it yourself, go to Sonny's, grab yourself a dry rub. It's great for pork, beef, and or chicken, or go to sonnysbbq.com. We have those bottles available on there. So right now, we're gonna go grab our chicken, ready to prep that up. All right, so we showed where to buy chicken from. We showed the smoker prep for the chicken. We showed you how to make a seasoning. So now we're gonna show you how to cut up a chicken while we're here. Once again, this is gonna save you a lot of money. So really, you know, this is a great culinary arts tool, and chicken is so universal, such a family favorite. This is something that you're gonna use all the time. So let's separate this chicken. We're gonna do into 6 equal pieces, okay? First thing you wanna do is remove the legs and the thighs from the actual breast. Simple, cut right along the edge here, separate that skin. And you're gonna do that on both sides. Like so. Okay, put your knife down, okay, and just go ahead and break the thighs. Just break them right off. You should be able to see that knuckle bone that comes out on both sides. Knuckle bone. All right, that's gonna give you a guideline to cut down into this chicken. It's gonna be a lot easier than trying to manipulate your knife. And don't try to lean over the chicken. Don't do a bunch of stuff where it's gonna put you in a dangerous spot, especially when using a blade. just move the chicken around, okay? But it's always good to break at the joints to be able to give yourself a guideline. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just take it and I'm just gonna remove right around the chicken here. Like so. It's one beautiful piece. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna go right down into the joint. All right, second piece right here. Now, what we wanna do is, you've seen in previous videos when we spatchcock the chicken, we were able to remove a spine and cook it flat down. Well, we're gonna do the same thing here because we wanna separate separate the breast into two. So flip it over, grab your trusty kitchen shears. You don't wanna try to chop through bone when you don't have to, so make sure you use kitchen shears. These are much easier. And you're just gonna cut down the spine, simple and easy. You should be able to kind of go through it pretty easily, all right? You should be able to feel the spine separate pretty simple. Put those down, just separate the rest of it. Right in the middle, you're gonna see a wishbone, okay? You're just gonna kind of take a knife and split that wishbone a little bit. All right, splits easily. All right, and then you're just gonna break it right in half, just like so. Feel good, right? And then you take a bigger knife here, you take a chef's knife, this is a 12-inch chef's knife, and then you're just gonna separate right down the middle, okay? Now I'm going to leave the bone on, all right? Whenever I'm smoking something, it's important to leave a bone on to have some protection, especially when it's a little bit of a longer cook. If I was cooking this on the grill over some propane, I could take the bone off and that would be totally fine because it's gonna cook at a much quicker rate. But whenever I'm smoking it, I always leave the bone on just to provide some protection to that breast, which can dry out pretty quickly. Go right down the middle, like so. Now, in general cases, I would remove the wing, but I'm not gonna remove the wing. I actually like the wing on. It cooks, it gets a little bit crispy. So I'm gonna just leave that on because I like it that way. For yourself at home, if you wanna take the wing off, you do the same thing that you did with the thighs and the leg here. You cut right down in the joint and you can remove that wing. So you're saying, Shannon, you said 6 equal pieces. What we do, we're gonna separate these thighs and the wing right here. Same thing, you're just gonna take your knife and you're just gonna go right down into the joint. Okay, you see a fat line down here? I actually went right through it, and you're just gonna get right into the knuckle and cut it right in half. It should be very easy. If you hit bone, just readjust your cut, all right? Don't try to chop through bone. It's not worth it because generally you're not gonna be able to get through it. It's gonna create some splinters, maybe some stuff that's not very appetizing to eat. And we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Right down, I'm gonna find the fat line. And look how easy that is. Look how easy that's coming. Now this is a sharp knife, okay? You have something around that's gonna be able to cut through cartilage, all right, but make sure you have a nice sharp knife. Look at that, you got like nice 6 equal pieces right there. Now we did make up a rub earlier, so it's important that we use that rub. We use our chicken rub. I actually was able to transfer it into a shaker. All right, I'm not using my hands because you guys see I just cut up some chicken. I wanna use that rub again at a later date. If I'm putting my hands into rub with raw chicken, it's going in the trash. So let's go ahead and season up this chicken. And you're gonna season up on both sides. That's super important because of the fact that chicken doesn't have a lot of flavor. It doesn't. It has a lot of water weight to it, but it's not like pork or beef where it has a lot of collagen, that saltiness, that goodness in the middle. This is a lot of water weight. Nice. And make sure, pro tip, should be about 6 inches above your protein when you're putting rub on it, just to make sure you cover all surfaces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're done with the prep phase. Let's get these on the smoker because I'm ready to eat. I'm hungry. So we're back at our pellet smoker. We have this set to 325 degrees. It's nice and hot. It's been flowing for a little bit, so we want to get this chicken on to the smoker to get cooking. Now just remember, your thicker pieces should be in the hot spots of your grill. All right, for me, my Traeger is going to be on the left side. Always love that nice sizzle. All right, so remember, these are gonna cook for roughly about 30, 35 minutes. It's more important that the internal temperature of each piece. Now, don't just temp one piece. Every piece has to be an internal of 165 degrees to be safe to eat. So we're gonna wait for every piece to get to 165 degrees. Meantime, I'm gonna go work on my Alabama white sauce. So I was hanging out in Mobile, Alabama, and stopped by a barbecue joint and had some fantastic barbecue, had some stuff that was way different, and one of those way different things was a sauce. So I said, well, let me try it, and it like changed my life, right? And they call this stuff Alabama white sauce. So first of all, I'm gonna make this Alabama white sauce. It goes great with poultry. It's a poultry item. Here's my take on it. First thing, you need a base. So you're gonna start off with base of this mayo. All right, mayonnaise in. All right, next up, we got some cayenne pepper because I like a little bit of heat. And I only did this, this is no specific recipe. Now with that heat, I need a little bit of sugar to kind of cool that stuff down. So I'm gonna put a little bit of sugar in here. Some black pepper, a little bit more spice. Salt, all right, you need a little bit of salt in any kind of sauce. Most sauce have a little bit of salt in it, so I need some salt in there. Now I do have some horseradish sauce here to give it kind of a nice earthy kick to it. Dijon mustard. You can use regular mustard, but that Dijon kicks it up a little bit. Got a little lemon juice. And I got some apple cider vinegar. This is really just to break up the mayonnaise. Still gives it that appley, gives it that kind of, not fruity taste, but it gives it a nice little kick, nice little bite to it. All right, you just take your whisk and you're just gonna whisk this in. Now, this Alabama white sauce is not like your regular barbecue sauces. It needs to be refrigerated. The colder it is, the better. But give it at least 2 or 3 hours just to sit in your refrigerator, get nice and chill, nice and cold, because we're gonna be dipping our chicken in it, and I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty excited. Let's taste it up. Sweet home Alabama. That's some good stuff. Woo! All right, I'm gonna go put this in the fridge. We're gonna check on our chicken, be back. So we have our trusty thermometer right here. Important when you're cooking poultry items because you need to take the temperature. It needs to hit 165 degrees. That's the most important part of chicken. It's been about 30, 35 minutes here, so time to check this chicken now. Now you want to temp each piece of chicken, all right? Don't just temp one and expect every one of them to hit at 165. Get yourself in trouble. Make sure you temp each one just to make sure it's in the safe zone. And perfect. Now I'm temping it in the thickest part of each piece of chicken. That's important. Don't temp it just on the outside, but in the thickest part. And each one is actually over 165, is around 168, which is great. Great temperature. I know it's safe to eat. So let's close this up. Let's go get our sauce. Listen, Sunny Sweet Sauce is one of the best sauces on earth, okay? I've been eating this thing since I was born in 1982. My dad was probably putting it in my bottle. So it was good stuff. It was one of my favorite sauces. I was raised on it. So I'm gonna add it to my chicken here, okay? Now the thing about Sunny Sweet Sauce is that it has like it has sugars in it that are gonna allow it to caramelize on your chicken. And it's good that you can do it right here on your grill because it only needs about 5 minutes. At the very most, just to caramelize under that heat. Remember your grill still set to 325 degrees. So 5 minutes is really all it needs to kind of caramelize, to kind of break down a little bit. Perfect. All right, we're done with that. Let's head on back over, give it another 5 minutes, and we're gonna eat some chicken. It's been 5 minutes, so let's open it up and let's see if I like to say the juice was worth the squeeze. And woohoo! Look at this chicken. It's like a masterpiece. So whenever you see chicken glazed over, you see that Sunny Sweet Sauce, it really broke down, show all that caramelization. This is what you work for. Chicken just looks phenomenal. Look at this. The beautiful color on this. That sauce caramelized. See all that pretty caramelization on there? It's juicy. All right, it got up to the proper temperature, so we know it's safe to eat. All right, pull this last piece off. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now for the best part, let's go eat. All right. And there you have it. That's how you smoke chicken. Super easy, saves you some money. We created a really great product. Only thing left to do is to taste it. I'm a dark piece man myself, so I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna dip this in my Alabama white sauce right here. Good Lord, this is so good. Oh wow. Guys, I urge you to try this recipe. It's phenomenal. You're gonna love the taste of it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell because anytime a video pops up, you're gonna know right away. I'm Sonny's BBQ Pitmaster Shannon Snell. I'll see you next time.